Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We have another special song for you guys today. It is back to Dimash. It is D-Day. Yes, you have gotten it right. But if you've been following along with my channel, I did want to try something else. And you've known I've reacted to quite a few Dimash songs as well. And something I did want to talk about because I did want to look at, kind of analyze his song from a classical music perspective. As you know, I've mentioned it a few times, but I am classically trained. I learned for around 6 years. And it is something that, Dimash, honestly, he was the first kind of opera singer that I found, and him, Diana Ankudinova, and a fair amount of other singers as well, kind of inspired me to look back at my notes, review what I learned, and kind of really appreciate the music of what they do. But the thing is, there is a very big difference in what I learned and what he learned. So for me, I really did want to take some time and analyze it and really think about the differences between classical and opera. So without further ado, Dimash. I think this is Your Love. That, I believe, is the name of this song. I could be wrong. I mean, it just says Opera 2, so there's not... Oh, Vitas? No, actually, don't quote me on that. But I believe it's Your Love. But I'm very excited to give him a listen. Okay. So nice.
Ветер осенний стучится в окно, плачет опять надо мной.
That's good.
Ночью гроза, а на утро туман, солнце остыло совсем. Давние боги идут чередой, пусть собираются все.
You can tell everyone was waiting for that to happen. Everyone was just holding their breath and waiting for it to happen. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's good. He's too good.
Мой достроен, но я в нем один. Хлопнула дверь за спиной. Ветер осенний стучится в окно, плачет опять надо мной. Это судьба, а судьбу не могу я ни о чем простить. Ветра голландии.
That's insane. That is insane. Dude, that's so accurate. That is so accurate. Jeez. What in the world? That is insane. I've never heard him do this much. He keeps on going? Oh. Dude, what in the world? Again? Jeez, okay. He always surpasses himself from every single song I listen to. I've never seen him do it that many times, hold that high note in there too. But there are a few things of note that I did want to bring up. First off, the first thing first is classical music, even in opera. The big difference is, from what I remember at least as well too, it's for us it was not how you sing it, it was mostly why we're singing it. And for me, I remember being taught that what's the story that we're trying to tell the audience? And for us, it was, hey, find the range that you're comfortable in singing with, stick to it, and hone it. Really practice at it. And it's just the why we're singing it. That was the most important part. It was a story we tell the audience. What I've seen in opera so far, though, it really fixates on the really high-pitched notes. And you and you stick to those notes as well. Now, him doing that every single time, like holding that note at that level is unbelievable to me. Like I always forget just the sheer amount of talent that he has, because it is out of this world, and even the training is so different, because at a traditional music school, like what I learned in, like classical at least, we were never taught to really hold our breath and sing at that note while holding it and continue to sing it. I think someone was telling me in one of the earlier, I think Stranger, one of the other Dimash songs, but he held a note for 26 seconds. I mean, that goes beyond a traditional music school setting, because as humans, first off, we can only expand, we have a limited lung capacity. You can only say so many words without taking a breath. And for him, it's unbelievable, because it was never important for us to learn that. And the next thing I do want to highlight is his breath work. His breath work in particular, because as I said before, you have limited lung capacity, right? You can only say certain words, and even before you get into that, even when you breathe, right? Even when you sing songs, you can only sing a certain amount of syllables before you have to take a breath. Now, where you take that breath is actually very important, because if you take it at the wrong time, it becomes unnatural, right? But with opera, that's their entire purpose, is to do that and hold it at that level. For me, the only time I can remember someone training to hold their breath is if you're familiar with Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, when he's filmed that underwater scene. He had to train him it took him months to even get to that level. Here, this man is doing it. I mean, I guess Tom Cruise is 3-4 minutes, but I mean, at that level, at that high note, and doing it for that amount of time is unbelievable. Because first off, it takes the right kind of mentorship and training to even achieve that high level, right? To achieve that high level voice. That's not something we did in classical music. The big difference is you tell a story in classical music, but in opera, it's all about the story, but from, I feel like, the high pitchedness, because that's where you feel the emotion. Because when I hear opera, I do feel emotional about it. And in classical music, you just think about it, you're like, wow, I mean, this is good. I understand the story you're telling me, but there are some people who you can kind of feel the chills, feel the goosebumps a bit here. But in opera, it's just something else. And when he pelted that 10 times, out of this world. I mean, people have to be amazed by that, because that's not something that's natural. And those are the 2 points that really stand out to me, really. The difference between classical and opera, and really his breath work, always stands out to me, because I mean, if you have never sang in your life before, if you only follow Dimash or any of these opera singers, for us, we take it for granted with these kinds of people. But I encourage you all to take a singing lesson, take it and really just learn the basics of the fundamentals of singing, because then you really appreciate what Dimash and all these other opera singers are doing. It's just out of this world. I mean, for me, if I tried to learn opera, I wouldn't be able to do it. It would take me decades to get to the level of Dimash's. For me, I personally feel like opera is a mixture of God-given talent and then a lot of consistent hard work. Because to sing at that high pitch, you have to be training right. Because if you don't, you can get polyps in your throat. If you continue to use your throat to sing, which a lot of new singers do, because they think that to hit those higher notes, you have to strain and really reach for them. And that's not correct. That's not true at all. So you need the right training, and you need consistent hard work. And I know for a fact that Dimash has done that. But I mean, that's just unbelievable. That is just unbelievable what he has done. But this was kind of my first couple thoughts at it when I really looked at it from a classical music perspective, at least. But if you learned something new from this video, please let me know in the comments below. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a ramble on. I feel like I was trying to pause less during the song because I really wanted to hear him. But I did get some feedback on like, hey, can you at least like wait till the song finishes up and then, you know, speak your notes. So I was like, okay, I'll try it out for this one. And in other ones, hopefully we can do that as well. But I hope you learned something at least from what I learned and then from what Dimash is doing right here. As I said, I encourage you all to take a singing lesson if you haven't already. It can be really fun to learn about your voice. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed this analysis, this difference that I've learned that I've picked up and share with you guys. If you're interested in more of this content, please subscribe for more. Yeah, this is like one of my favorite things to do. So it's really cool listening to Dimash and all these other singers and kind of really analyzing how they're singing it. But thank you all so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.